So let's play a game. We're going to take everything we've learned so far about interval sizes, about simplified or reduced intervals, and compound intervals, and apply them into practice. So the first thing is just to review again this new vocabulary. First of all, what is an interval? Remember that an interval measures the distance from one key or letter to another. And it does so by counting the first key wherever you're starting as number 1 and continuing alphabetically or adjacently until you reach your endpoint. So for example, if I'm going from here to there, the simple question is, how many keys do I cover from my start to my end? And the answer is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's an interval of a third. And to recall what we were talking about in terms of interval size categories, every third or every interval size of 3 is called a skip. So let's quickly review that before we play this game. So remember that the first and smallest interval size category is a size of 1, which is called a unison. So that's one letter in relation to itself inside the same octave. So the reason I'm specifying inside the same octave is because you know that these 7 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, recur cyclically all throughout the keyboard, either going up to the right or down to the left. So if I tell you what's the relationship or what's the interval from C to C, you would probably say, well, which C are you referring to? If it's C4, middle C, in relation to itself, then that's an interval size of 1 letter in the same location. But if it's C4 in relation to C5 or C4 down to C3, obviously that's the same letter, but it's not the same octave, right? Because that number, 4, 5, and 3, has changed. So the octave designation is different, and therefore we're no longer dealing with a unison, but rather with an octave, right? Because to get from C4 up to C5 is 8 of these alphabetically adjacent steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And similarly, from C4 down to C3, it's also an octave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just because the letter is the same, that doesn't guarantee that you have a unison. It could be a leap depending on the actual size, right? And depending on which octave you're working within. So we've covered unisons and leaps. Let's talk about steps, which is just 2 alphabetically adjacent letters, or in this case keys. From C up to D is a step, from C down to B is a step. And just to keep reviewing, this is C4, and this is B4. Am I correct? Is this B4? If you say no, you're absolutely right, because this is within the third cycle. So all of these white keys from C through B are all the third octave. So C3 up through B3. And then the cycle starts again with C, and we have the next octave going up. And so this is the 4th octave, C4 through B4. But the point is, from C up to D is a step, and from C down to B is another step, a size of 2. The next interval size category is a third or a skip. So for example, as I had shown you at the beginning of this video, from C to E, that's a skip, 1, 2, 3. From C down to A is another skip, 1, 2, 3. And remember, for all of these examples, we are not counting the black keys. We're not worried about them just yet. They factor into another component of interval measurement, which is not called interval size, but interval quality. And we'll get there in another video. Finally, let's just review leaps. Remember that leaps are interval sizes of 4 and above. So for example, this is F4. If I go 4 keys over or more, remember you count where you start as 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a leap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a leap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a leap. You get it, okay? So now that we've reviewed interval size categories, unison, step, skip, and leap, let's play a game. So I'm going to walk you through this the first time. We're going to do it together. The next time, I'm going to give you some time to figure this out as we go together, and then I'll give you the answers. So the game works like this. We're going to start at C4, and I'm going to give you an instruction. I'm going to say go up or down by a certain interval size. So for example, I might say go up a step, C4 up to D4. And then from there, I might say go down a skip, D4 down to B3. Go up a step, B3 up to C4. Go down an octave, C4 down to C3. Go down another octave, C3 down to C2. Go up a fifth. Remember, where you start counts as one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you remember what this is called? C, D, E, F, G. This is G2, right? Because we're in the second, 1, 2, second cycle of 7 unique letters. G2. Go down an octave. G1. Go down a seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the lowest key on the keyboard. What's it called? Remember, this is the lowest incomplete octave. This is the 0 octave, A0. Okay, I think you get the point. So this game simply works by me giving you instructions. Go up a certain size or a certain interval category. Remember that for the first 3, there's only one size per category. A unison is a size of 1, a step is a size of 2, a skip is a size of 3, and a leap is 4 and above. So for all leaps, I have to specify the size. For example, a leap of 5, a leap of 6, a leap of 10, you name it. So take a deep breath. Let's play this game. We'll try a couple of rounds. I'll give you the answers as we go, but I'll give you some time to think about it before I give those answers out. So we're going to start at C4. Are you ready? Go up an octave. Go down a fourth. Go down an octave. Go up a skip. Go down a fifth. Go up a step. Go down an octave. Go up a skip. Go up another skip. Go down a fifth. Now let's pause for a second. Is it true that going down a fifth is the same thing as going down 2 skips? Think about that for a second. Is that true? Here are 2 skips. And then again. So the answer is it is true. A fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is the same thing as 2 skips. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But let me play devil's advocate here. Why is that the case? A skip is a size of 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. A leap of 5 is 5. 5 does not equal 6. Well, remember, we're dealing with musical math. And if you recall from a previous lesson, when you're dealing with compound intervals, and I mean that in the most general sense of putting 2 intervals together, you always have to subtract out the overlap. So here, if I go 1, 2, 3, right, I go CBA, and then again, AGF, well, I've clearly counted this A twice. So even though it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it's 6 minus the overlap, which is 5. So remember, musical math is kind of funny, right? You always have to subtract out the overlaps when you're adding intervals together in compound intervals. All right, so we should have landed right here. What is this key? Well, remember, going back to the early lessons, this is one of our anchor points, right? The white key or the natural key to the immediate left of the group of 3 black keys. So this one is called F. Question is, which F is it? What's the octave designation? And the answer is, this is F2, right? We're in the second cycle. This is the first cycle. This is the second cycle, F2. Let's try this game one more time. It'll be a little bit of a lightning round because I don't want to keep you too long in this particular lesson, but let's try it a little bit more quickly. All right, so you try to be faster than I am. You beat me to the right answer, hopefully. Ready? Starting at C4, middle C. Go up 2 octaves. Name it. C6. What's another name for C6? High C. Go up a skip. Go down a 4th. Go up a skip. Go down an octave. Go up a step. Down a skip. Up a 5th. Down an octave. Down a step. Down a step. Up a skip. Down an octave. Up a skip. Up a 4th. Up a 5th. Down an octave. Down 2 octaves. Down a 7th. What's this called? C1. If you said that, you're absolutely right. Up 3 octaves. Where are we now? Middle C, C4. How'd you do on that round? I mean, if you followed me, you're okay. But were you faster than me? Were you getting to the right note or to the right key before I did? If so, terrific. If not, review this again until you get more comfortable. Let's try one more round. Hands off. I mean, for me. Hands off for me. I'm going to give you a set of instructions, and let's hope that we end up in the right place together by the end. So I'm not going to point to anything. I'm just going to show you the keyboard, and let's hope for the best. Are you ready? Start with C4. Remember, that's right there. Up an octave. Down a 5th. Up a skip. Down an octave. Up a step. Up a skip. Down an octave. Up a skip. Down an octave. Up a 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up a 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up a 6th. Down a step. Where are we? And the answer is C4. If you got this answer, you are doing really well. If you didn't, try it again. If you believe I've made a mistake, I haven't. We're at C4. Let's try one more, just for fun. Start C4, go down 3 octaves. Go down a skip. Go up a 52nd. Where are we? Well, there's only one 52nd. That is the largest possible interval size that you can apply to the letters on the keyboard. And the only way to do this, practically, staying within the boundaries of the keyboard, is going from A0 all the way up 52nd letters to C8, and that's where you should land. So if you got to C8, you're doing really well. Go down 4 octaves, and you should be at C4, right? 8 minus 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. All right, good job. Nice job. If you kept up, if you got the right answers, you're doing really well. If you need more time, watch this again, watch the other videos, and you'll be in great shape.